Hello and welcome. A little bit of a change. We're in a new building, new workshop, so a little bit of a new setup. That's why I've been a little quiet. So today's build is this. It is a Bluetooth speaker kit. I'm not sure whether it's got a battery in it or not. It was bought off Amazon. I think it was about 10 quid or something like that. So let's have a look what we get. A bag here that pretty much appears to contain electronics. Now there's a microphone on there, so I'm guessing that is some sort of sound to light, so it'll flash reactive to sound. Obviously a remote control with a little bit in it. I wonder if oh yes, you can see the flashing on it, so it's got a battery in it. Two little speakers, a USB lead of some description. So there's an infrared receiver and a very poorly stuck on sticker. Yeah, it's really not the best made of things. So it looks like it's going to be power and speakers, maybe, or power out and speakers. We'll see. So we've got a few pieces of plastic, some nuts and bolts here that by all accounts are just loose, some supports, some speakers, and it all comes in a bag that everything falls out of. Thanks. So I'm hoping, because it was inside another bag, that what we need is there. So let's pop them over to one side, out the way. Put the case over to one side, because I think we've probably got to make this board here before we can even consider assembling it. So we've got a few little bits here. Oh, we've got a switch. So I'm just not sure where that's going. So we've got some connectors, a piece of wire, a little microphone. I mean, that's going to go in there. There's no two ways about it. There's some resistors here that I don't know whether they're all the same value. I'll have to have a little look. Some caps, 1 UF, 100 UF. So the resistors are 470, 10k, 20k and 1.5 meg. So they're all different sizes. Is that just wire links it wants across there? Wonderful, wonderful. And of course then to power it, they've given us a USB lead which plugs into that, but then it's just got bare ends on it. I think maybe I'll solder that onto there and then I can plug that into a battery. There's possibly some sense in that, and we'll have a little look see. Because there's pluses and minuses on the bottom here and stuff, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab my computer and just have a look at the pictures on Amazon. I'll be back in a second. Right, so the world tells us we've got two 20k resistors here and two 470s. So I think what I'm going to try and do is pair these up to start off with. Now, looking at this, the 470s have got a purple in them. I've got a yellow value, so that one and that one are the same. No, they're not. Oh, this is great that when they give you instructions, that not even the instructions they give you are right. And of course, a real chunk of the problem is the colours on these resistors are absolutely dreadful. Now, I'm literally just going to sort of rely on this one, because that's got a purple, a brown and a gold band, and it says it goes there. Well, we're looking for a 470 ohm to go there. 470. Then, so this circuit is different to the circuit diagram that they've given me, that the internet's found me. Oh, hey ho, hey ho, hey ho. But it tells me we want a 10k there. So I'm just going to meter them. What we got? 20k. That goes there, look. Let's say that the colours, there's no colour to them. They all look pretty similar. 1.5 meg. Yeah, 1.5 meg ohms. And the last one should be a 10k. So if this is a 10k, we're on the right track. It is, there we go. Okay, let's pop that over to one side, and we'll solder these in. Okay, there we are. So I'll just grab some cutters and we'll cut them off. Got some cutters. Now what they haven't given us with this is some, well, I kind of don't know, because there's some wire links in here, but they've given us that bit of red wire. I kind of don't know what it's for. So what I'm going to do, I assume that that's a wire link. Let's have a look. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a photo on macro. Okay, now I'm going to open that. Rather than camera, I'm going to use that. And then just sort of select photos. Hang on a second. Done. Okay, we select that image. Okay, student electronic training kit, and it says that those two there, so that word there is jumper, as we can see there. Okay, so let's make a couple of jumpers out of the legs of these resistors and pop them in place, because I think that's probably better than trying to strip wire. So make one. Push them down so they go flat and square, and I'm going to put them on the back of that to hold them in place like that. I'm going to pop a little bit of solder on them. There we go. Trim them off tidy. I'll put the rest of that out of the way. I think we will put the IC in. And I'll put the legs in on one side, legs on the other. You see once it's there. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure on just to bend the legs on that side. So we'll just double check. We've got the notch. Okay, let's solder that. I'm just going to bend over. The end tabs. That way then it can't fall out. There we go. What's next? I think I'm just going to run across here. So we want a 2.2 microfarad. There we go, that's a 2.2 at 50. Long leg is the positive. In it goes. Just push that in firm and tidy. And then solder it in. Nice and quick, nice and hot. Iron's at 450 degrees C and I'm using leaded solder. So I've got quite a nice hot iron at the moment. Put the microphone in place. Again, just push it in. That's better. Wasn't happy with that distance. There we go. 1, 2. Looks tidy on the other side. Snip, snip. What we're doing next? Variable resistor. How about that? Again, it doesn't quite fit, but there we go. You don't want to put too much force on these things because they'll just break. Warm that back up because it had moved. There we go. So okay, 100 microfarad and a 1 microfarad. So that's 100 microfarad at 10 volts. Positive is the long one. In it goes. And the solder's a bit blobby, that's a bit messy. There we go. Tidy that up. Okay, probably better than that. I don't want to make messy solder. I've got a transistor to go here. Looks like it's working as a little audio amplifier for the microphone. Obviously absolutely rough, but all they're looking for is a signal, so it doesn't need to be of any quality. So that should be 1 microfarad, so I'm just going to check. Yes, that's a 1 microfarad capacitor. Again, long leg is the plus. In it goes, solder the back. So, we've got pluses and the minuses. So we're going to put the LEDs in. Long leg is the plus. And I'm just going to put them so they're just like that, just hanging off the board. I'll take a couple of attempts at bending them. There we go. I'm not sure whether this is right or wrong. We'll find out as we put it together. So I'll solder that and then come back. Try and get this one a bit better. Try and do this one a bit better. Oh, that's better. Look, done that tidier. Well, I did till it fell out. Okay. So if you're building this, I would advise that you don't make a mess of it like I'm doing. I'm making a bit of a pig's ear here. Let's try again. There you go. I'm just going to run down and do the rest. There's no point you watching me make a fool of myself. Trim them off. I think we'll be okay. I've soldered them in. I'm a bit rough and ready. So, lack of instructions. I feel that I need to solder these into here to feed the amplifier, and then I think the power is going to come in here from the USB lead, because when I found the picture of this on the internet from when I bought it, it showed the lead coming out the side. Now it does have a power switch on it, but I'm not going to muck about trying to do that because this whole thing is a bit... So if you wanted to put a power switch in, you'd have to take that there off to the power switch. Now what I'm hoping is this will actually do something now. I suspect that we will get see that? So they're going to flash to the music. So my sort of guess is that that's going to plug into there. Oh look, there's the light coming on. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is solder onto the speakers. Let's put that to one side. So we've got two loudspeakers here. Pluses on the right. Look at that. Let's try and show you this one. Plus E minus E. It kind of doesn't matter if you get the polarity wrong, as long as they're both the same. So let's see if we can get this to actually do anything. Two speakers. Come here, let's plug you into here. And then I'll answer that message in a minute. Okay,
Bluetooth mode.
There we go. Let's see what we can find. Okay, so it comes up as Bluetooth.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
So hopefully now we can play some music. I'm just going to pause you because it wants to play adverts. Okay, so something off YouTube. There we go. So yeah, it works. Obviously remote control does various different things. It apparently plays off USB. So let's have a look at assembling it. What do we have? Front and back. I'm thinking there's a front and a back. Couple of sides with speakers in. And a top or a bottom. That's going to be the bottom because that's going to need that the mounting on it. So that's going to go like that. That's going to give us our back. These are going to be our sides with the speakers in. And then the top will go on. And I think these two here are going to be these longer studs that'll hold it together. So what we got to lose, let's just try and put it back together. Let's see what happens. I'm going to start off by peeling this stuff off. And I'm no doubt that this is going to absolutely fight me every single step of the way. Yeah, it is. So I'll get all this peeled off and I'll come back. We've got this all soldered up. I think we're going to start at the bottom. I'm going to unplug these now we've tested them, just so that we're not having to work around it. So there's a bit of guessing here. My guess, looking at these hole alignments, is that these are going to go here. So let's start by popping a nut and bolt to each of these. They don't provide any spacers, so it's going to probably flex the board a little bit. Give them a little tighter. Yeah, it's flexing the board a little. Okay. So by my reckoning, that's going to go into there. With those LEDs sort of just sticking through. Oh yeah, that's going to sit like that. So that's going to make the front. And the other thing I'm going to take a guess on is this is held together by these long ones here. So I'm just going to put them in there like that as a starting point. So that's going to go like that, which means that this here little boardy thing wants to go into there, through there with the nut on the back. Okay, there we go. Right, speakers. I think they're going to have to go like that. This seems the most logical solution. So the mounting plates are the same all the way round and for both sides, so you haven't got to worry about which way round they go as far as the wires plugging in at this stage. So that is at least one plus. And these speakers, I think they're 5 watts each apparently, so no. And we're just going to repeat here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just tighten them up. Okay, so try and put this thing together. To my reckoning is that that'll go into there. 2 speakers, one on each end. Plug them in. Okay, so that's starting to go together like that, look. I think I'm going to leave the wires at the top. Okay. Plug that into there. Now I'm going to put the back on. A bit of an oversight, but the hole in the back, the wire doesn't fit through to the USB. Wonderful. I'm just going to trim this off here. Obviously the other alternative is to unsolder it and resolder it, but I think these cables are Chinese. They're aluminium covered, aluminium with a copper covering on them, or aluminium that's just got solder on them, the cable, and it's dreadful stuff to start cutting. There we go. Not the worst. Okay. Finally, put this on the top here, look. And one would think it would screw together. One. Two. Okay, let's plug some power into it and see what it does.
Bluetooth mode.
So there we go.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Okay, I'm going to pause you and I'm going to find some music that won't get me in trouble. Okay, so I've got something here that's royalty free. Volume. Yeah, it works. Yeah, the EQ works. Okay, that's it. There we go, flashing lights. Okay, a little bit of different music. I'm just actually playing something off my own YouTube.
And sometimes some wine.
Now, quite honestly, there we go. So that works pretty well for what it is. I'm quite impressed. It also has the ability to play off a USB stick. I think if we press mode here. But there we go. That was an Amazon job. It is kind of a cool little project. Little flashing lights are interesting on it, how they've done that. But I've enjoyed watching that, and I'll be putting some more stuff up shortly. But thank you. Hit the subscribe and the bell and the other bits and pieces, please. It does help.